Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Resident Evil, the board game by Steamforged Games, and today we are doing the second floor West B scenario, which I feel like would be a lot easier if you were using two characters or had more than one person, because both starting tiles, if you were using more characters, are very isolated. A second player would be here, and Chris, or player one, starts up here, both on the wrong side of a one-way door. So this is another mission where you kind of have to meet up while achieving your objectives. There's also a lot of exploration cards. I think it's 6 again. No, it's 7 exploration cards. So there's a lot to uncover here, and we're going into the mission with only 4 kerosene tokens, so I'm going to have to start being a bit more picky with burning corpses, and that's a bad thing because we're immediately going to have to go through a corridor with 2 of them, so it's going to be tough. There's exactly 2 items in the B deck for this mission, one of which is actually on the starting map, so if we had a second player they could just go grab it. I want both of them, they both sound great. The B deck is comprised of a grenade, which is the best defensive item in the GameCube video game, and a flamethrower, which is a lot earlier than you would normally get a flamethrower, but I'm all for getting yet another weapon option because we need weapons, and the way the flamethrower works in this one is you can use kerosene to refill it. I believe 1 token restores 3 ammo. I'll double check once we have it, but I think that's the rules for it. We do have a goal, along with adding some new tension cards and encounter cards, which I've already done. Our objective today: in this scenario, the characters must find an important item in order to progress. If the item C card for this scenario has been collected, which obviously isn't on the map to start with, and each character is in the escape route tile, the players can choose to successfully end the scenario. If there's any enemies on the tile with them, you don't heal after finishing the mission. So not only do we need to find the C deck item somewhere in the mansion, this section of the mansion, but there's also an escape route somewhere which we also need to find. We only have one way we can go because we're next to a one-way door, the wrong side of it. So I think with that I've covered everything and we're ready to get started. Oh, nope, one last thing. There's a special thing you can do on this mission if you have the dog whistle, so I brought that along with us. Alright, I brought the tension deck a little bit closer. Let's get started. We're going to move with Chris. 1, 2, open the door for 3, and you know what? I am going to go through for 4 because I feel like this is another one where time might be against us. So before we tension card, we're going to resolve this encounter card right here, and we're going to be spawning discard without effect. Good start. Tension card, then mission update. Okay, well, we've been finding that pretty early the past couple of times. Stars card then. Gunshot. Draw cards until this character finds 4 or more, the investigation tokens, the magnifying glass, or abandons the mission. If this character found 4 or more the investigation tokens, draw a card from the survivor deck and place it in the reserve. If the character was killed or abandoned the mission, draw a card from the survivor deck and remove it from the game. Well, I guess we've got to give it a go then. Let's actually try and show you the cards as I draw them this time. So we keep drawing until we get 4 or more magnifying glasses or we die. Or Brad dies. Well, there's 1 damage for old Brad. There's 2 damage for poor old Brad. Although the first time Brad would die, he doesn't die. That's his special. I have 3 damage to Brad. Neither. There's 1, so I'll put that to one side. How many do we need? 4? Okay. Nothing. We're milling the deck. We're definitely going to have to shuffle this time. There's the second one. He's still got 2 health left. Now he has 1 health left. Let me just double check his special rule. If he would die, the mission is abandoned and he gets returned to reserve on danger. Fair enough. So we can keep going. There, was that 2? No, that's just 1. Okay, what's going to happen first? Brad dying or we get a 4th magnifying glass? Nope. Come on now. Hey, we got a 4th. Okay. 4 or more. We did it, which means I need to go to the reserve. I draw the card. This time they don't die, they get added to the reserve. We found Enrico. During missions, Enrico can shuffle the first encounter card he draws back into the deck but without resolving its effects. So I'm still going to keep Brad as the main one, although obviously Brad is only going to heal 2 and he's on 1 health remaining. So we might want to use Enrico next time. That milled a lot of the encounter deck. I don't think you're supposed to shuffle right away. I think you do have to wait till it's exhausted, which is a little weird. Well, after that interlude, I am just going to move with Chris and I'm not going to burn these corpses. So does the corpse get up when I move away from it? It was a 5. row here. So no, it doesn't. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to open this door for 4, and we're going to do our first exploration card. This is exploration card 1. Well, that was a simple enough start. We actually found a safe room with storage and a typewriter. I don't remember if playing solo you start with one ink ribbon by default. I think you must do, because for the longer missions you wouldn't have time to do anything. There is also a number 2 door which links to this number 2 door, so this must be a passageway that leads round. I did use my final action opening that door, so we have the tension card. We got an all clear. I am going to close the door behind me as a first action, because sooner or later one of those corpses is going to get up as a crimson head. Then we're going to move here for 2, go through for 3, and, or rather open, but because we're discovering a new area, we're going to go through, and this is the number 2 card, and we'll have 1 action left. Well, it just got a lot more dangerous, a lot to take in with this card. 3 encounter cards, 1 corpse on the table. That is the other side of the one-way door that would link us through to where a second character would start. That's the back into where we started, back into the safe room, and then we have 2 new areas going further south as well. So we don't really need to go through to the other area yet. I'm going to eventually, because I want both B items, but at least for now we have 3 encounter cards to draw. The corpse is behind this door. No, it's not visible. 3 encounter cards, very dangerous hallway. Spawn a corpse at the end of the active character's tension phase, replace each corpse with a zombie. Well, that's a thing that's definitely going to happen. Encounter card number 2. After resolving all spawn entries on cards drawn with this card, replace the closest corpse with a crimson head. Ah. Now what if they've already gotten up as a zombie? Because I presume you do them in the order drawn. At the end of the active character's tension phase, we'll replace each corpse with a zombie. After resolving all spawn entries on cards drawn with this card, replace the closest corpse with a crimson head. So that one resolves with the spawns, this one resolves after tension. So I think the crimson head would spawn. I'm going to need to read those more carefully, but there's still one more card. Let's see if that makes things even worse. Spawn a corpse. Well, at least it's thematic. So that corpse would be on the closest biohazard symbol, which is actually, well, actually I should have put the first one here, and then the second symbol is up there. It's a bit hard to see with the door. There's all 3. So let me just read these more carefully. Yep, we have to contest with the crimson head because our turn actually isn't over yet, so we haven't done our tension phase. Those other 2 corpses are getting up after my turn. We still have 1 action left, but the closest corpse is to be replaced by a crimson head, so he's right smack dab in front of us. We have 1 action left, so Chris is going to crack out the shotgun to try and do some consistent damage to him, and we're going to shoot him. And we did indeed shoot him. It's still only 1 damage though, right? Even on a crit, yeah. So we push him, no, we don't push him back, sorry, we do just 1 damage to him. He's got 2 health, so he lives. That's the end of our turn, so he's going to move on to us, like so. Oh, he does his worst attack. Does that have range? No, he still would need to move on to us. We tension card. Crimson Rage. Remove the closest corpse and replace it with a crimson head. That would happen before the corpses, because I believe it said after the tension phase. Let me just double check. At the end of the active character's tension phase, yes. The only other crimson head I have painted is the boss we haven't encountered, which is a special mini in the director's cut version. If you just have the core box, when you eventually fight the prototype crimson head, you just use a bog standard crimson head model. But the director's cut gives you a special miniature that I have painted, so we're just going to use that one, but you're not going to get a good look at him because he's behind the door anyway. So unfortunately that spawned at the end of my tension phase. Doesn't mean he doesn't move because the tension phase already happened, and then the other corpse, as per the card, becomes a zombie, a bog standard zombie, and this just became the most dangerous hallway to ever be conceived. This is scary. Well, we have a shotgun for a reason, cracking out another shell into the crimson head upon us. We are killing it. That's his second bit of damage. Kaboom! You know what, I'm just gonna, you don't get to see the prototype miniature yet. You'll see it when we fight him. So he would react to the gunshot, so would he, because they didn't get hit by it. I had someone asking about how that works. I've kind of just assumed it works like the other ones. If you miss an enemy, it reacts to you. If you hit an enemy, any other enemies in the active tile or linked tiles because you've left the door open all react as if they weren't hit. That's generally the rule of thumb. So, another shotgun shell. Ooh, you know what, I'm taking it. I might have killed Chris in the process, but I'm taking it. There's 1 more damage to this crimson head. That zombie reacts. And then, second last shell. 1 more damage. Crimson head removed. But all shotgun ammo Well, not all shotgun ammo. I have literally one shell left. That's not 0. And there is another weapon on this map somewhere. That was 3 shells, because 1 to finish off the other one, 2 to finish off. Yep, so we have 1 action left. I'll crack off 3 pistol bullets into zombie. I need my other blue die. Let's pull back a little bit so I can roll these down here, not knock over scenery. I pushed it, didn't kill it. Kaboom, end of turn reaction, it wanders back. Deadly Rasp, draw an encounter card. And we're not at that, that's if you're at the most deadly of the danger symbol, thankfully, but what should be another crimson head? A doggo! Okay, so a dog technically spawns on the closest symbol, so it spawns right smack dab there. This is the worst hallway in existence. I'll use my last shotgun shell on the dog to try and get a consistent kill, I suppose. It rolled 2 pushes, but on the shotgun that is a success, it does damage. This zombie reacts. We're out of shotgun shells, so I desperately need a flamethrower now. 3 more pistol bullets, taking us down to 9. Oh, not only did we kill it, we actually blew its head off. Kaboom, no corpse. Well, let's never speak of this horrible corridor again. This is a new turn and I used 2 actions. So I'm going to leave this door open because the door in there is closed. Actually no, because I might draw the thing that makes you draw the closest. No, I'm going to I've got 2 actions left. I'm going to move at this door. What is the next number numerically? That's door number 3, that's door number 4. And that's just to get through where the other character starts. I'm trying to do them in order because I presume that's how they want you to do it, so we're going to go through this next turn. Let's just tension so I can go look out the card and populate it. So it's an all clear. We're going to use 1 action to crack open this door and I'll need to go look at the card. So this is what was waiting for us behind door number 3. 2 encounter cards and 2 8 items. So it's essentially a loot room. And I'm okay with that because I think we can afford to snatch and grab a little bit. We do have a red-green herb mix with us. That I talked about at the end of the last video, so we can afford to try and do some very poor Chris evades. But let's see what's actually spawning first. 2 corpses. Okay, so they would be distributed thusly. There we are. And 1 more. Spawn a dog. That's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Especially not compared to Nightmare Corridor out there. Jeez. So the dog would be there. We have 3 actions left. I'll crack out some pistol bullets. So that puts us on what, 6? We pushed it twice. Boom boom. And I've got 2 more actions left. I'm going to fire at it 2 more times. I want to see if I can take it out if need be. I pushed it 3 times. That's ridiculous. And then I did actually kill it. But it used up all my ammo. And all my actions for the turn. So we are completely tapped of ammo until we either pick up some now, ideally, or find that flamethrower. No corpse spawning, please. Frayed nerves. If the next character is on the same tile at the start of their tension phase they begin their turn on, you must draw 2. And then, because we're on this one, after resolving this card, remove it from the game. Oh, interesting. Because we are on that, on the danger symbol now. Let me just double check. Yeah, we are on the amber teeth. There's the danger symbol. So this actually just gets removed from the game. It's not the scenario, it's the entire game. So we won't be seeing frayed nerves again. I guess because they know something's up now, so... Sure, okay, well, frayed nerves is gone. And we're going to draw 2 tension cards because I'm staying on this tile. Dodging the corpses. 1, 2, pick up for 3, come over here for 4. Or actually, I might not, because if we pick up ammo, I'm reloading. Let's see what it is first. It is shotgun shells. I am using my last action to reload the shotgun by 4 shells. Not bad, that's fine. It immediately disappears, but hey, at least you used up 8 deck items, go back into the deck afterwards. So we're drawing 2 tension cards because of that frayed nerves. They're both all clears. Then we're going 1, 2, pick up for 3, move over here for 4. Be pistol ammo. Or kerosene, I'd be fine with kerosene. A red herb. Okay. We have more green herbs in storage, so that's not a bad thing, especially if I end up needing to use the red-green mix I've got on me. Tension card. All clear. So, because there's corpses in here, I'll be closing doors behind me. 1, 2, close for 3. Come over here for 4, because we're aiming for the number 4 door. I'm going to have to move the tension deck after this. That's an all clear. So, first action of this turn, I'm populating this room. I'm going to have to look out the next card and move the tension deck. So I was expecting a winding corridor, but it's actually just a single special room. It's the balcony. The other B item is here, which is of massive priority, but the balcony is where you can do a special scenario thing. I'm just going to read the rules for you now. A character on the balcony tile can spend an action to discard the dog whistle and spawn 2 Cerberuses on the tile. Then shuffle the Mooncrest token and Suncrest token and randomly place a token face down under both Cerberus. If each Cerberus is in play when the dog whistle is discarded, you can remove the closest one and put it on the balcony instead. That's just if you run out of models. When a Cerberus moves or is pushed, it takes the crest with it. If a Cerberus is killed, after removing the model, flip the token and you're looking for the Mooncrest. A character in the same space as the Mooncrest can spend an action to discard it and then add the number 2 B item to their inventory. So actually there is a third B item then. So there must be something special. So basically, if you're going to kill both dogs, don't worry about putting the crest on the floor because you're going to kill them both. I'm not summoning the dogs yet though, because I want to see if this is a flamethrower. We have 3 actions left. 1, 2, pick up for the third one. It's either a grenade, which will be useful in its own right, or a flamethrower. It is the flamethrower. Let's have a look at how this works. So it has 10 ammo. If you roll a push icon, it does 1 damage to the entire tile. If you roll a hit icon, it does 1 damage to the entire tile. No crit because it doesn't use red dice. The number 1, I think that means you can't use it in the same tile. I'm going to have to double check that. That means it decapitates, which just means it doesn't leave corpses, so you don't need to worry about corpses getting up. And that's the symbol that means you can use kerosene to refill it. So we have that. I'm going to need to look at the dial now, and also I'll double check what that other symbol means. So there's our flamethrower token with 10 ammo, because we start with max. Well, at least that's the way we play. I'm not 100% sure if it's supposed to have full ammo when you pick it up. I presume it does, because it does in the video game. And the symbol just means actually that you can only attack enemies in your square or an adjacent square. So say there was enemies, Chris could only attack his square and the adjacent ones. I presume diagonals are allowed. So it's not got any range. That's its downside. That ended our turn, so we need attention. It also means that to proceed to find the escape route, it has to be over the north end of a level, because we've ran out of doors down here, so we'll be abandoning this half of the mansion. That is, at least after summoning 2 Cerberus. I'm going to expend the dog whistle, and then I'm going to burn them, probably. So the dog whistle is gone, we've used it up. It spawns 2 Cerberuses. You are supposed to put tokens underneath them. I'm just going to kill them both, in theory, so we don't need to worry about that too much. So what does the flamethrower roll? It's 2 blue dice. It's got the same chance to hit as the shotgun. So second action, because the first action was using the dog whistle, I'm going to burn this dog here. Yes I am. Kaboom. He reacts onto us because they move 2, and I'm hopefully going to burn him. Yes, that does 1 damage with the flamethrower. Oops, sorry, that wasn't on that one. So that burns them both, and they actually both died on me, or next to me, so I'll just use the 4th and final action to say I picked up the B item. Technically it might have been that one who had it, so I would have to move first, but you know, spare me that. So I used up 2 loads of shotgun flamethrower fuel, and kerosene is going to become more important now. Not even just for burning the corpses to try and stop the card that spawns a Crimson Head, but also because it's not literally unlimited ammo for the flamethrower, but as long as you can find a steady supply, being a solo character and having a max of 8 instead of 4 means your flamethrower is super good at not running out of ammo. But either way, I'll look at what that B item is meant to be, because I don't know, because it wasn't in the setup. After we tension card, Vigor Mortis. Enemies on the same tile perform a reaction. After resolving this card, remove it from the game. Why are they removing the bad cards? I don't get it. I mean, it's good. We're in that danger level, so this card gets removed from the game. Okay. So the thing you get for doing that is the imitation key, which I presume is what we're going to need to actually finish the scenario. A character on the same space as the key symbol token can spend an action to discard this card, then draw an item from the C deck. So in the video game you have to get, well, in the GameCube remake that is, you have to get this imitation key to avoid dying in a puzzle where you get another key. So that it's following the flow of that gameplay. So we need this to actually finish the scenario, and now we know that if we just move over here a little bit, we're going to have to move the camera up because it's up at this door we have to go through. Now we know for sure that other B item in there is a grenade. Currently my inventory is full though, so unless we have to heal or I lose my defensive item dagger that we've got in our inventory, the grenade isn't a high priority if it means You know, I guess I could technically stop at the storage box on the way. It's possible that's the only storage box. I wonder if I should do that. You know what? I should probably do that. We've still got plenty of tension cards left. There's tons of tension cards left, even though some of them are getting removed from the game now, because every mission is also adding some, to be fair. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to do some running. 1, 2, 3, and now we're adjacent, so we're allowed to interact for our fourth action. I'll just draw a tension card now. All clear. So inventory management. We're dumping the red herb and mixing it with the green herb in the inventory, because we have 3 green herbs in storage. So now we've got a red-green mix in storage because they take up 1 space. Is there anything else I want to dump? Let's dump. I was considering dumping the pistol because we've got no ammo for it anyway, and we can get it back out between missions. That would mean we just have the shotgun and the flamethrower. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we're just going to store my pistol for now, but only for the duration of this mission. We can take it back out between missions to free up 1 more inventory space. So we did our tension card already, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Down here, tension card. Tragic Echoes. Locate the closest zombie. Oh, this is the one that has a item on him. There isn't a zombie. Is there a criteria for when there isn't a zombie? No, so I presume you ignore it, because there's literally no zombie on the field currently. There's corpses, but no zombies. So, 1, 2, open the one-way door for 3. I'm a little unsure whether you're allowed to leave one-way doors open or if they automatically close behind you. This is the second player starting tile we're on now. I'm also going to have to move the camera, so there's no encounter cards or anything. There is a tension card though, and with that I'm going to have to move the camera. There's got to be a lot more to do up this end of the map, because there's still 3 encounter card exploration cards we haven't drawn. So 1, 2, open for 3. There's a corpse there immediately, which I forgot about, so that's quite fun. I think you can burn corpses while you're adjacent to them. I don't think you have to be on them. This character can spend a kerosene token to discard each corpse in their square or each corpse in an adjacent square. Yep, that's on the lighter. So you know what, he has 1 unused action left. I'm going to use a kerosene token to burn this corpse right there. And we'll tension card. It's an all clear. We're going. Oh, but it does have the special attack symbol. We're going to walk in for 1. There is a wall here. I haven't been using the wall 3D terrain just because I'm just going to knock into it, or it's going to obscure the camera even more. But that is like, there is walls in certain bits of scenery. That's what you're supposed to use the balcony railings for and things like that. But the obscure vision, like the Resident Evil 3 ones, were very vision obscuring. Spawn a zombie, draw a tension card. We will spawn a zombie. He spawns here. We draw a tension card. It's an all clear. It still has a special attack. So I've got 3 actions left. I'm going to turn the corner here and introduce this zombie to a shotgun shell to the forehead, hopefully. No! Chris whiffed. No, it must have been an XCOM shotgun. So he misses. The zombie reacts onto him then. So let's see. I had 3 actions. I moved, I shot, I have 1 left. He'll shoot another shotgun shell and prove that he's not a member of XCOM. Yes, barely. Thank you for that. And he's out of there, but that used up the rest of his turn. So tension card. All clear. Now, do I want to go in this room that has 1 encounter? It's a big room for just 1 encounter card, but it has a grenade in it and potentially more ammo. I guess there's no harm in going 1, open for 2, in for 3, see what we have to deal with, and then just run away if it's too bad. So let's see. I'm running out of encounter cards. Locate the closest tile to the active character that contains 1 or more enemies and at least 1 unlocked closed door, open it. There is no active enemies, so that is fine, and that means there's a big load of nothing. In that case, I'm going to move here for 1. We're going to tension card. No escape. Open the closest non-locked door. That would be the door into the room with the corpses, which means I probably, down here that is, so I probably should have closed the one-way door behind me. And then, enemies on the 2 tiles connected by the door perform a reaction. Thankfully, corpses do not react. So we're good for now. Next action, we're going to pick up the grenade. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's a grenade because it's the only other thing in the deck for this mission. So here we go. If this character is attacked by an enemy in the same or an adjacent square and fails their evade, discard this to pass it. The enemy and any other enemies on the same square suffer 1 damage. Enemies killed by this suffer decapitation. So it blows their head off. That's because you stuff it in their mouth in the GameCube version. So their head just gets taken out. Unfolding events. Draw a narrative card, then remove this card for the duration of the scenario. Got ourselves a narrative card. Message in Blood. Sorry if that's not in focus. Draw the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and return each to the top or bottom of the deck in order of your choice. Increase the mana danger level by 1 for each card returned to the bottom of the deck. Well, there's only 1 card left in the encounter deck, and I ain't increasing the danger level because I've still not been offered a way to lower it. So, no, we will not do that. I will put none of them on the bottom because there's only 1 card there anyway. Pick that up for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go back and close this door. Although I guess I could just close the door up ahead, but we found... Oh, a kerosene container, actually. Let's undo that then. Sorry, undo that turn. So we can spend an action, because it gets placed on the board. It has 3 kerosene in it. We can spend an action to take up to that many. So I'm going to do that, and that means we're 1 square behind because I used 1 extra action. So 3 kerosene takes us to 6. And that just all looks like flamethrower ammo to me. That's wonderful. I might as well just discard this thing because we emptied it. It only had 3 in it. We got an all clear. So, 1, 2, 3. Close door for 4. Because I'm paranoid about something chasing us. Keep quiet. Draw 2 encounter cards instead. Oh, if someone talks, but there's no one here to talk. It's just me talking to you. I'm in your head. 1, 2, 3. Just going to wait. Actually, no, I'm going to move on it. I've only got a 1 in 6 chance of getting up. What's the worst that could happen? There we go, we're fine. Biohazard symbol is the one you don't want if you aren't aware. Draw a attention card. All clear. So I'm going to have to walk off with this corpse. Does it get up? Nope. So 1, and then we're going to populate this, and this is a number 5 exploration card. So we're going in with 3 actions left. Well, that filled in an awkwardly large amount of the map. So we came in from this side. That is the other one-way door. And it adds up rooms over there, which is annoying because it barely fits in the table because I wasn't expecting to have to build that far to the right. And I thought, and I guess tell me what this is actually meant to mean. When you see this, it tells you roughly where you've started and where you're likely to build. So I presumed we'd be building off to the left, which is why I positioned all the starting tiles. I had to shuffle them slightly to the left just to have enough room to put in the table. So it's a little annoying. These rooms are all linked by archways. There's 1 corpse, 1 zombie active. The tile we came in on is a 2 encounter card tile. I'm going to have to shuffle the rest. This was the last one. Place a yellow unexplored token on there. And spawn a corpse rather. So let me just spawn a corpse. Where is the closest? That's the closest symbol that isn't on me. So we still have to draw 1 more card for, oh, I dropped 1, for the initial 2 card draw. And I presume the sword key door is optional because it didn't tell us we had to have it, which would mean that the door that's closest to us that's unexplored is probably the escape. Place a yellow unexplored token on this tile. As far as I'm aware, you're not allowed to have 2 of the same type so they don't stack, but I might be wrong. So we still have 3 actions left. 1, 2, 3. Attention card. All clear. So we know we need to get over to the key item to get the C deck, and we can't leave until we have the C deck item. So, you know, I'm going to use a kerosene token as my first action. Burn that corpse. Oh, I forgot he would react. Sorry. Open hallway and all that. Plus this door is awkwardly positioned, so it's not sitting evenly. There we go. So, second action, third action, and then I'm going to wait. All clear. Well, first of all, the zombie was supposed to walk into view, so in fact it is not all clear. Then we're going to use the flamethrower. 1 dose of flames. Got him twice, in fact. And again, it has the decapitation roll, just as the game's way of saying this doesn't leave behind something that can become a Crimson Head. So, I know I have to get the key item. I might as well do that first, although we could open the door on the way, I suppose. Well, no, because it would put us in. I am curious what's in the sword key door. 2, 3, 4. It puts us right at it as well. Again, I'm sorry it's a very awkward angle. I was not expecting to have to build the table out in this direction, so it is not easy for me to get an angle on. Should I just use the key? We've got a full inventory currently. Could always just walk back out in the same turn and close the door. Although by that logic I should have done it at the other door as well. Yeah, let's use the sword key and see what's inside. So that is room number... That's room number 7. The other one is room number 6. So behind this sword key door is literally just a loot room. This is what was missed on first floor west A or whatever it was, where it said it needed the sword key prior to having the sword key. So I don't need this room right now because my inventory is full. I know from this angle it's going to be awkward to see dice rolls and things, but just bear with me until we get the key item. So I'm going to go back there if I lose stuff that frees up my inventory. So 2, 3, 4, and that is the nasty 3 encounter cards. First one is spawn a corpse and make it unexplored, but we're not going back, so that doesn't really matter. Second one is spawn a zombie in our square. So currently it's a corpse on a biohazard symbol and a zombie literally on us. So that's promising, like that. And then third one, ignore the effects of the other cards. Never mind. Be gone. Evil things. What a perfect time to draw that. Yeah, ignore the effects of any other encounter cards. Place this next to the tile, and you never resolve encounter cards. We just made the room with the deadly puzzle in the video game, that is, completely safe. Still draw attention though. And we're into the latter half of the deck. For the record, all clear. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, there's no wall there. 1, 2, 3. Interact with the key item. So we just get a generic C item, right? Is that what it said? Imitation key. Can spend an action to discard this card, then draw a C deck item. Yeah, so it's just, we just draw a tier 2 C deck item, which is... Oh, one of the death masks. Okay, hang on, let me get this in focus so you can hopefully see it. Any second now, camera, that would be great. Nope, still... Oh, it's our first tier 3 actually. There we go. Used with the other death masks to unlock the Crypt 8 scenario. Incidentally, if you're using the extra content from the expansions, there's 4 death masks to find, like in the video game, instead of the 3 just the base box wants you to get. Okay, so it's one of the death masks we need. Perfect. We'll tension card after that, because I think that used my turn up. Did it? Yeah, it did. Shattering Glass. Draw an additional tension card. Spawn a Cerberus in our tile. He's back in dog form. Right there, and draw an additional tension card, it said. All clear. Well, in that case, we'll crack out one more goal with the flamethrower and introduce our doggo friend to Mr. Burninator. And we did indeed burn him. So that was one action. 2, 3 to pick up the item, and then 4, we're running. Because there can only be one place the escape is now. We found a green herb, which means I really should have held on to that red herb. Never mind. Well, that's okay. Tension card. Fevered Assault. This card remains in play for 1 round. Hopefully it won't matter because we're just running. And on that note... Oh, the door fell. Sorry. Or rather the archway. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I want those 2 items in there, but my inventory's full. I could use or drop a green herb, like as in the standard green herb we just picked up, in the off chance we find ammo, because ammo's more important right now. I think you can trade items with the floor. We always house road you can do that. Oh, tension card first. Sorry. 1, 2, pick up for 3, or rather trade for 3, because my inventory is full. It's a green. Okay, we're just leaving that there. We'll move over here and check what this is. Burning through all the healing items. I'm also running out of cards. 1, 2 to pick it up, and then 3, 4 to come out here. A dagger. Do I want a dagger instead of a green herb? Yes, I do actually. Thanks to Chris's passive. One of these days I won't roll 1, 2s or 3s when seeing if they survive, so I dumped another green herb on the floor there. All clear. Let us run. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no guarantees this final room is safe, mind you. I just realised that. So that's an all clear. First action. Oh, draw an encounter card. I went back onto that tile. It's a doggo. the doggo on the closest biohazard symbol that isn't on me, so it's actually around the corner here. So when I ended my turn there, it actually would have been 1, 2 right there. I think I can probably just run in the room and close the door behind me. That's what I'm going to do. So it was the escape route, but it is also requiring us to draw 3 encounter cards. But we actually don't need to bother with that because there's something very loud goes past the window. That's our escape route. That's Brad in his helicopter. Because I didn't actually get hit that entire scenario. So the fact that we have to skip the end game step of not healing if there's enemies on the tile doesn't matter because I don't need to heal. So I'm just saying that we're done. It doesn't matter, but for the record I guess we'll just see what would have spawned in that final room. Another doggo. Door would have opened, which would have been nothing really. And 2 corpses, which since we're at the end isn't anything. So actually I could have killed 1 more dog, but either way. So as we're going through the end of scenario setup, it's the well, it's the consequences of my actions type moment. I accidentally left 5 corpses on the table. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's exactly 5. If I'd burned the corpse there, we would have avoided this. It doesn't increase the danger level in the mansion. It makes you add this encounter card to your encounter deck, which rather than relying on a corpse to spawn a crimson head, just flat out spawns a crimson heads, and it would also hurt people during missions. So we've just made the mansion more dangerous in a different way. There's 4 of those cards you can add by leaving too many corpses, incidentally. I think once they're all in the deck, then at that point you would increase the danger level by 1. Speaking of which, the danger dial was keeping part of the map up. So it only goes up 1 by us finishing the mission, because we should be punished for doing something successfully apparently. There is not 5 or more zombies. There is 5 or more corpses. We've just covered that. We get back 2 shotgun shells, taking us to 4. We get back 2 rounds of flamer ammo. I don't know what to say. So that takes us to 8. We'll be storing the death mask because we don't need it yet. We'll be storing 1 of the daggers, and we'll be pulling the pistol back out most likely. The next scenario, if we go by the book, it'll be one of the B areas in the east of the mansion. First floor East B. I think that's the one where we have to start incorporating the director's cut content. If it isn't that one, then it's second floor East B. But that means we'll be running into crows and crow encounter cards. So that is going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed and are still playing along. The mansion map that we have now, I haven't shown it for a while actually. Let me show you. So that's what my mansion is looking like, rather, with lots and lots of areas still to explore. Thanks to finding all those keys, I think we actually can go to the basement or the 3rd floor of that area. But I'm just kind of doing them in the order the book suggests, so I'm sticking with that. We can absolutely go to the east floor, 1st floor and 2nd floor. Actually, maybe we can only go to the 1st floor. I'm not 100% sure we have that key. Either way though, we'll be going over to the east side of the mansion again most likely, because we have, let me just read here, we've still got the sword key, we've got the armor key, we've got the shield key, and that's it. So I think the armor key will get us into 1st floor East B, yep, so we can do that one next time. The shield key would get us into 2nd floor East B, and the armor key, no, I think it's the helmet key we need for the other 3 on the west side of the mansion actually, so we are kind of stuck in the east side. As I was saying though, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series and or just playing along as you're doing your own campaigns. If you do want to show your support, please do consider becoming a channel member or pressing the thanks button. I operate this channel at a loss basically, so any and all help is appreciated, and it's all reinvested in the channel, picking up new miniatures, new games, etc. to cover here. Thank you for watching though, and see you 2-3 days I would think until the next one. Ta-ta for now.